So what you see here, this is our largest tank in the facility as of right now. This particular tank holds 6,500 gallons of product. Usually a tanker truck holds 5,400 gallons at one time. So we pump it from a tanker station out front into here. Now mostly what we bring in this tank is Concord, Cabernet, some of our larger varietals that we bring in. So after we're done pumping it in, and you can see the other tanks behind it as well, those all hold anywhere between 3,000 to 4,000 gallons of product. So if we're doing custom blend, we can pull from different tanks in different quantities and send it to either one of these three blending tanks. What's interesting about these blending tanks, we can agitate the product with the motors on the sides, and we can blend them for a prolonged period of time depending on what kind of sugar content we're looking for, what kind of acid, total acidity, or anything like that. So again, after we are done blending in these tanks and we hit our numbers that we would like, either being pH or sugar, we will need to cool it down to right above freezing. Because we do not hot pack here, we cool pack here. Hot packing is when you pretty much pasteurize a product. In pasteurizing, you actually lose flavor and structure of the particular wine in which you're trying to ferment. So in order to put it on a truck, it has to be stable. So again, we bring it down to that temperature, and I'll show you over here. We have a glycol heat exchanger. Which is this unit right here. This is it's called a tube-in-tube heat exchanger. And this takes product from one end to the other. Usually product coming from the tanks is anywhere between 70 to 65 degrees, which even at 41 degrees, fermentation will start. Now, as it goes through the heat exchanger, it will drop from that 70 to a 33 to 34 degree temperature, which it takes a lot of energy in order to do so. So again, it doesn't look that big, but what runs it is quite large. So we're gonna go outside and take a look at what runs this particular heat exchanger. This is a 74-ton glycol heat exchanger. In order for it to run or to turn on, it takes about 600 amps. But while it is running, it only pulls around 180 to 200 amps to do so. But again, not too many facilities have a unit of this size. Most wineries have a unit probably about 1/10 of that size to maintain their glycol jackets on their tanks. So we'll go back in and we'll see where it goes after the heat exchanger. So again, after the heat exchanger is pumped into the bucketing room or the final tank room. Now in this room, you can see there's quite a few tanks. Now these different tanks we use for smaller lots. These are split tanks. They're about 1,300 gallons top and bottom. And then we have the left tanks over here. Those are all 3,000 gallons apiece. And on the right side, those are just, again, some small batch lots. Those are about 1,000 gallons apiece. Now, what you also notice, they're all glycol controlled. So we can hold temperature for a prolonged period of time and make sure that the temperature of the juice before it is bucketed is at the right temperature of anywhere between 33 and 34 degrees Fahrenheit.